Hello, and welcome to Innovate with iPad, assessing understanding with Pages, Numbers and Keynote. My name is Paul McGinty. I am a Senior Learning Technologist with the Midlothian Digital Inclusion and Learning team. I am an Apple teacher, and I have a background in primary teaching in Glasgow, where we were one-to-one iPads across high schools and shared iPads across primary schools, and I recently moved to Midlothian to be part of the Equip for Learning project. Apple Regional Training Centres deliver courses across the country to build skills and confidence of educators using Apple technology inside and outside of the classroom. We're a community who share best practices and inspire excellence through teaching with Apple technology. Please follow the Midlothian Regional Training Centre on Twitter to hear about upcoming courses and CPD opportunities to further your development when using Apple technology with your class. Everything that is included in the Apple RTC courses is based firmly on research, including the Gallup Creativity and Learning Report, as well as the World Economic Forum, which outlined the 10 top skills that will be needed for work in 2025, many of which include skills which can be incorporated into lessons when using technology, including analytical thinking, complex problem solving, and design and programming. For this session, you will need the apps Pages, Numbers, and Keynote, so please ensure that these three apps are updated and ready for use on your device. Before we begin, I would like to take a moment for you to think about how many of these ways that you currently ask your students to demonstrate their understanding. Do you sometimes do it through creating a poster, which is quite popular in classrooms, creating digital artwork? Maybe you would ask them to create a quiz or produce a fact sheet to demonstrate what they have learned. Take a second to pause just now to have a look at some of these suggestions and think about what you currently do in your own class. To begin, let's have a look at Pages. When you first open the Pages app, you will see any Pages documents which you have had open before. And to create a new document, you simply click the add sign in the middle of the screen here which says Create Document. When you click on Create Document, you are prompted to choose a template. Now at this stage you can either choose a blank template if you want to create a page from scratch, or there are several templates that are here which already have words and pictures inserted into them, where it allows you to simply edit the words or edit the photos in the background or that are part of the document so that the template for the piece of work is already there. This is really useful if you're working with a class and want them to write a letter. For example, you can see there is multiple letter templates in here already which are available to use. If you want a class to create their own flyer or poster or newsletter even, again, there are lots of templates that are already here ready to click on. For example, if I go up to the top here and I click on reports, then it gives me a couple of different options for reports that I can create, and if I click on any one of them, let's say I want to click on this contemporary report here, then it will download it for me and it will open on my Pages document. Then all I have to do is double tap on the words and it allows me to edit the words in any way I want. This can be really useful and you can use this in many ways in the class. I would like you to take a second to pause the video now so that you can go and explore the different templates yourself before we move on to the next part of the video. Now that we have had a look at some of the templates which are available to use on Pages, let's have a look at some of the tools which you can use once you have started a new page. This document here is just a fresh blank page which I have started from scratch. To add anything to your page, you'll see there is a bar that runs along the top of this screen. If you want to add anything, you click the plus sign, which is here. And you can see you're given a range of options of things that you can choose to add. The first option on this is photo or video, You can click on that and it will take you straight to your gallery where you can add anything which is in your recent camera roll, or you can click on albums at the top there if you already have an album saved that you want to include on your page. So let's say I want to add this photo here of a beach, and I just tap the photo and it goes into my document. I can then move the blue dots at the corner or the sides of the page to move it about any way I like. You can pinch the screen like I'm doing just now. I'm pinching the screen inwards to resize it to make my page a little bit smaller so that I can see exactly where my photo is fitting into my page. Moving on, underneath that photo and video section there's a camera section if you want to add in a photo straight from your camera roll, or you can record audio. When you click on record audio, it will bring up this record feature at the bottom of the screen and it will allow you to start recording your voice. For example, if I was creating this page to tell the story of my day at the beach, then I could record my voice saying, "This is a page all about my day at the beach." Then you just click stop. If you like, you can preview it by clicking the preview button in the bottom left hand corner, or if you are happy with it, then you can click insert, which is in the top right hand corner of this screen, and when you click insert, this little icon will appear in the screen. If you want to test it to see how it sounds, then you can click play on it. "This is a page all about my day at the beach." And you can listen back to it again to make sure you're happy with it. All you need to do is tap the screen if you want to start typing. So I can tap the screen here and start typing "my day at the beach." So the words go in there, and then if you want to move the photo and the audio recording around that, then you can simply by tapping it. If I want to change the way that my text looks, then that's really easy as well. All I have to do is double tap on the text to highlight it, drag it so it's highlighting the entire text, and once it's doing that, I can click the paintbrush. The paintbrush is in the top of the screen next to where the add sign is. When I click on the paintbrush, I can choose to resize it. So if I click on the size section here and I click the add bit, then it will make my text bigger. I can click on text colour and change the colour to anything I want. Let's say I want to make it red. I can make it bold by changing that section there, or I can click on the font here and I can change the font as well to something that looks a little bit more fun. Let's say I want that one there. I can choose whereabouts in the screen I want it to go, putting it in the middle like that. And there's other options you can change there too. Moving back to the add tools at the top here, one of the options towards the bottom is to add a drawing. When you click to add a drawing, it will insert this box somewhere on your page, and this box is where it will come up all of the tools at the bottom for you to be able to insert your drawing. If you want to draw something in more detail, then you can pinch the screen inwards using 2 fingers, and it will increase the size of the screen so that you can complete your drawing in better detail. There are many tools at the bottom here. One of them is this kind of paint can here. If you use that, then you can draw any shape or any image and it will fill it with any colour you choose. For example, this one is in yellow and it has filled it with the yellow colour that I selected. You can then edit, you can move between each of these tools. I can move to the crayon here, and let's say if I was drawing a sun, really simple, like any child in the class might be able to do, I can add that in. When you have completed your drawing, you just need to click done at the top left hand side of the screen, and that drawing will then enter your page. Again, you can move the blue dots to change it, to move it anywhere you want. I can put it inside my actual photo if I want to, or I can put it up in the corner of my screen. It's really up to you. And again, you can edit it to put it anywhere you want so it works with whatever else is on your page. Another great feature of Pages and of many of the other core apps on the iPads is the ability to add shapes into your document. When you click on the add button here, we have already looked at some of these, but you can see the bar at the top of this section includes a couple of other options, and one of these is here, which is the option to add shapes. You can see initially it's just all of the basic shapes that you can see here, but there is also a search feature where you can search for any shape that you like. For example, instead of drawing a sun like I did previously, I could click to search here and I could type in sun, and then it will give me a few options of things that might be related to the word sun. So I could click on this one here, I could put it in, and then I could click on the paintbrush, just like I did with the text earlier. And when I click on the paintbrush, I could change that to any colour I like. I can click on where it says fill, and then go on to colour, and then choose anything I like. So let's say I want that shade of yellow there, and it will change that for me. So now, because that looks better than what I think my drawing of the sun was, I can click on my drawing of the sun and delete that, and I will have this as my icon in there instead. Now that we have had a look at some of the tools which you can use when you are creating a Pages document, it'd be a good time for you to pause this video and go onto a Pages document yourself. See if you can add a photo, an image from the camera, or even a drawing. Pause the video now and give it a go. The simplicity of the iPad tools makes it easy to encourage collaboration in the class. For example, let's have a look at how you could use a numbers sheet to collaborate to include a table or a spreadsheet within your Pages document. When you open the Numbers app, you'll see there's a range of options that you can choose from, a range of formats that are already here ready if you wish to use them. But for this example, we are going to just click on blank to start a new blank table where we will enter our data. On this blank numbers document, I have filled out what the temperature was in Celsius on each day of the week as an example for data that I might enter to support or to go alongside the Pages document that I have already created. To make this look a bit more appealing, I can use this data to create a chart. To do this, I just need to click on the top cell that is part of my table and drag the little blue dot down to the opposite corner to ensure that it encapsulates all of the data that I want included in my chart. Once you have highlighted all of the relevant sections, you click on the button in the bottom right hand corner of the screen which says Cell with a little lightning bolt next to it. When you click on that, you are presented with the option to create a new chart. In this section there are lots of options. You can choose a line graph, a pie chart, a bar graph, whatever you think would be most appropriate to represent the data that you are showing. For this, I am going to choose a bar graph. When you click on the bar graph, you can see here all of my data is represented in this graph here. You can edit that as well. If you click on the paintbrush at the top of the screen while you've clicked on the table, then you can see here you can change the colours of it by clicking on the buttons that are there. You can also, when you click on style, which is next to the chart bit there, you can choose that you want the series values to be shown. You can see there's a bit at the bottom here that says series values. If I click on that, then it means that all of the numbers are represented in the middle of my chart. They're all there, so it's easier to see. You can change lots on it. You can go on data and say that you want the y-axis scale to change. So instead of it being having a maximum or minimum being automatic, you can change the minimum so that the minimum value on this might be 10, because you know that the data doesn't go anywhere below 10, and that means that the data represented now will go between 10 degrees and 23 degrees, which makes it a little bit easier to read. Once you've got your table the way that you like it, then you can click on it and you can copy that table. And if you like, you can put that table directly into your Pages document that you have created earlier. So my Pages document that I created earlier is still here. And all I need to do is tap on the screen and click paste. When I click paste, you'll see my table that I have created on numbers goes in, and that supports what I have already been putting in all about my day at the beach. Now would be a great opportunity for you to pause the video and go and have a go at creating your own table and your own chart on numbers yourself. See if you can then copy that and add that in to a Pages document if you have already created one earlier. The tools which are available on Keynote are very similar to the tools that we have explored earlier when looking at Pages. When you first click on Keynote, you are presented with any keynotes that you have already created, or you can click the add sign at the top of the screen to create a new keynote. At this stage, you can either choose a theme or start your own outline. For this example, we are going to look at choosing a theme. And when you click on this, there are many themes, just like Pages and numbers. There are many themes that are already here for you, which offers an excellent template if you want to give people a extra little bit of help, a helping hand when starting their presentation, where they can already add their own photos and it's already presented in a set up nice way which is ready for them to take and go and use with whatever context they like. For this example, we can just start with a basic white presentation just to see what it looks like. On this presentation template, it gives you an option to add your own title, subtitle, and put an author and date at the bottom. It is really up to you whether you want to type anything in here, or if you want to, you can just delete these boxes if you want to start something from scratch or to put your own details in here. I am going to delete these boxes because I don't want to put any words in my title slide. What I want to do is I want to add my own shape onto this presentation, because I'm going to show you how you can use Keynote to create your own animation. Exactly the same as how we did earlier on in Pages. To add a shape, you click add and then click on the shapes icon here, and I am going to put in the image again like I did on Pages, the image of a sun. This time let's choose this one here. You can change it, you can make it bigger or smaller, and you can move it anywhere you want on the screen as well. Now that I have resized my sun and moved it to the area of the screen where I want it, I can click on it and then click on the paintbrush like I did earlier and move to style, and I can change the colour of it. If you click on the word fill, then I can click on colour and choose any colour I like. For this, I'm going to choose a bright yellow colour. That one there will do. When you are on your Keynote page and you have not clicked on any words or any images, and then you click on the paintbrush at this point, that's how you can change what the background looks like. When I click on background there, you can choose to change the colour of the background, or you can choose to make it a gradient if you like. Or you can choose an image from your image gallery if you click on that option there. And then you can change image, and if you've got an image saved already that you want to put in as your background, then you could choose that. For this, I am going to change the colour of my background to light blue. And then I am also going to add in my own drawing. So by clicking add, again, you can see the options are here, the same as we had in Pages earlier on. To add a photo, an image from the camera, audio, and at the bottom, one of the options here is drawing. Now, there are many tools here. The tools, again, are exactly the same as they were on Pages. This makes it really easy to navigate. Once the children have picked up how they can use the tools on one of the apps, they can quite easily transfer this to use it on another one of the apps. For this, I am going to use the fill tool. That's the kind of paint can there, like we used earlier on. When I click on that, I can put in the image of the ocean and just using my finger to draw some wavy lines for the waves. And then if I move my finger all the way across and then let go, I can see the image of the waves has went in there for me. And then if I want sand to go in as well, then I can choose any colour I want by clicking on that multicoloured wheel there. Choose the colour that I want my sand to be. And then I can do the same thing again. I can choose whatever pattern I want and draw the shape of it in with my finger. And then let go, and that will go in there for me. So now I've got my image of my sun, the water, and the sand. You can add details to this if you want. If I change from the paint can onto one of my pencils, then I can choose a different colour to add in a wee bit some details if you like. I might want to add in some extra details onto my sand. You might want to add, if you have more time, might want to add some people in here. You might want to add some different images, a boat onto the water. The children will have a lot more time to do this, but I'm just going through it quickly just to show you how you can use some of the tools on this. So I want to use Keynote in this instance to create an animation. For me to do this, I want to create a transition to show my sun going down in the sky as it sets in the evening time. To do this, I'm going to first of all click on the picture of my sun and click on the word that says animate here. No. Now I am going to use the image that I've already created, and I'm going to use the Keynote to create an animation with this. I want to create an animation to make it look as if my sun is going down in the sky at evening time. To do this, I'm going to click at the left hand side of the screen. It will show you all of the slides that you've created. For me, it only shows me my one at the top because I just have one. When I click on that at the top there, one of the options is transition. Clicking on transition will give you several different options to animate your slides. When you click on add transition at the bottom here, you get many options. One of the options that is really useful to use when creating animations and can be used in many different contexts is the magic move option. When you click on magic move and then click done at the top of the screen, it will ask you if you want to duplicate your slide. So I am going to go ahead and duplicate this slide. And you can see at the side of the screen here now, my slide has appeared twice. I've got 1, 2, but the second one looks exactly the same. But I am going to change that. On my second slide, I am going to now move my sun. I'm going to make it a bit smaller, and I want it to be at the other side of my screen. So I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to move it from where it is now over to this side, so it's behind where the water is. I'm also going to change the colour of it, so instead of it being yellow, I'm going to change it to be orange. And I can also change the background here as well. So if I click on the paintbrush and then the background, I can change it to more of the kind of colour that the sky might be at night. One of the options when you're clicking colour on the background here is gradient. So let's change the background colour to more of a dark blue, as if it's getting late at night time. But I can change the end colour to be more of a kind of orangey colour, like you might see at night when the sun is setting. So now I have my two slides. I've got my first one that looks like this, and my second one that looks like this. The great thing of Magic Move, the transition that I've already added, is that when I play these slides together, you will see the sun setting moving from one end to the other like I've done. Let's have a look at how that will look. So you can see there, you can see the sun moving from one end to the other like I've chose it to do, as well as the background changing. However, if I want that to be slower, because that was quite quick there, if I want it to be slower, then I can click back on the transition again, like I've done there, and then tap on Magic Move. Right now you can see the duration is set at 2 seconds, but I can make that longer. I can make the duration to be, let's say, 7 seconds. And you can change it to ease in and out, or if you just don't want any acceleration at all, then you can play about with the options here. You can choose if you want it to start automatically or start when you tap the screen. I'm happy for it to just start when I tap the screen though. So now that I have changed it from 2 seconds to 7 seconds, let's have a look at how that will look. Okay, I think that looks much more effective. If you have created your animation and you are happy with it, and you want to then use as part of the collaboration project that you're doing, maybe you want to include that in the Pages document that you have created earlier, then you need to click on the three dots, the circle with the three dots inside of it at the top of the screen, up here. When you click on that, if you click on the word export, then one of the options here is to export that animation as a movie. When you choose to have it as a movie, it will give you an option of how long you want to wait before it goes to the next slide. Because this is a simple animation, I don't want it to wait any amount of time at all, so I'm going to move that down to 0. And the same with the next build section. When you've clicked what you want and you've got the settings the way that you would like it, you click the export button and that will create a movie for you. After it's saved the presentation and exported it as a movie, the best thing to do would be to click Save Video. That way the video will save to the photos on your iPad. Let's have a look at my photos and make sure it's there. At the bottom here, you can see my 7-second video with my sun going down and the night sky has been saved into my videos on my iPad. Now that I have that, I can go back onto my Pages document that I created earlier that already has all of the details that I have already created across Pages and Numbers, and I can add in my animation to this as well through clicking Add, and then I'll click on Photo or Video and choose the 7-second video that I have already created. I can resize that and move it anywhere I want on the screen so that now that's went in for me. And you can see if I play it there, you'll see the animation carry out just like it did when I created the presentation. So there are many ways that you can use Pages, Keynote and Numbers all together, combine them to create a collaborative piece of work. There are many contexts that you can use this in with your class. This example today has just been all about a day or a week at the beach, but there are many other ways that you could do this. Now that we have had a look at Pages, Keynote and Numbers all together, it'd be a great time for you to go back, maybe have a look at Keynote, see if you can make your own animation, but also to reflect on how you might use these three excellent tools in your own class. What context might you be learning about in the future that the creativity tools that are included in Keynote, Pages and Numbers could be incorporated into your lessons to encourage creativity and collaboration within your class. So thank you for listening today. Don't forget to follow the Midlothian Regional Training Centre on Twitter to hear further updates about courses and CPD opportunities which will be coming in the near future.